What is going on, guys? I'm your host, Francis Beau, here to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on anything going on in the world of entertainment. I have not said that in a long, long time. So happy to finally say that again. Guys, I know you guys are wondering where the heck is that video about, what's been going on past 2 months. Don't worry, that video is coming very, very soon. I just want to do some other videos first, just so, just because there's topics out there right now that I really want to discuss. And let's just get into it. I have 5 topics to talk about today. 2 of them being trailers, or actually no, 3 of them being trailers, and 2 of them being other discussion pieces. So we're just gonna have some fun and talk about lots of film topics for today. And yeah, so we'll get right into it. So let's talk about what's opening this week, because there's some movies that are coming out that people are maybe anticipating or maybe not. Who knows? So here's what's opening this week. So first off, we have, of course, the Kevin Hart and Bryan Cranston film, The Upside. This is, of course, a remake to a French film called The Untouchables. And The Upside, I'm curious to know if this movie is going to perform well. The audiences seem to really, really enjoy this movie. A lot of people are really liking it. And the critics, not so much. But The Upside, I think it could do well at the box office. I'm predicting at least $20-25 million on opening weekend. Not expecting anything huge from it. So hopefully this movie will perform well. And it seems like it's getting, like as I said, okay reviews. The critics are saying it's okay, and the audiences are seeming to really respond to this movie. So Upside, maybe looking at a upside or an upside box. You know what I was trying to say. I was trying to say a good box office take, but trying to incorporate the word upside did not work. Sorry. So, all right. And the next film that's coming out this weekend is A Dog's Way Home. This is I saw the trailer for this, it's about a dog's way home, and Bryce Dallas Howard, I believe, provides the voice for the dog, and it's a real dog, and CGI looking thing sometimes, and it's actually been getting fairly decent reviews. Dog's Way Home has the critics have been saying it's a charming little movie, and the audiences seem to be really, really enjoying the movie. So looks like A Dog's Way Home may be doing good. It won't perform well at the box office, not at all. Probably like 5 million tops. So it's good to see that movie is getting good reviews, because for me, when I saw the trailer, I wasn't all that invested into it. I thought it looked completely cliche and it looked very, very dull. But from what I'm hearing, it seems like it's a nice little charming movie. So there's that. And then lastly, what's opening is the Keanu Reeves sci-fi film Replicas, from the producers of the Transformers films. And from what I've been hearing, Replicas has been getting really, really bad responses. A lot of critics have been hating on it and putting it down a lot, while the audiences have not been responding so well to it. So it's Keanu Reeves, so maybe it might do a little bit better than A Dog's Way Home. I'm predicting maybe $6 or $7 million tops, but The Upside is definitely going to be taking the most out this weekend, because of its star power, and also it's been getting the generally good response from audiences. So, that is what's going to be. That's my predictions for the box office take for this weekend. So hopefully I'm right. Maybe we'll see. All right, now let's get into some of the discussion for today. First thing we're going to talk about is a trailer for Dan Gilroy's next film, and that would be Velvet Buzzsaw. Velvet Buzzsaw, it's a film that's going to be premiering at the Sundance Film Festival, I believe, next week, if I'm not mistaken. The first trailer came out, and I've been excited for this movie before the trailer came out already, because it's the reunitement of Jake Gyllenhaal and Dan Gilroy and Rene Russo. Of course, you guys know them from Nightcrawler. And I really enjoyed Nightcrawler a lot. I think it's a underlooked film from Jake Gyllenhaal in terms of a performance, because I think he absolutely brings it in that movie. And it has a really cool story, and I like the angle that they go for, and the cinematography is beautiful in that movie. So hearing that they're reuniting again, it's really, really exciting. But Dan Gilroy's last film that he did was, I believe, Roman J. Israel Esquire, which was the Denzel Washington biopic. And from what I heard, the film got okay reviews, but everyone praised Denzel Washington's performance, even got him an Academy Award nomination that year. So, um, that being said, with all that being said, I really like Dan Gilroy, mostly from Nightcrawler, and I haven't seen Roman J. Israel Esquire. I might check that out if I ever get the chance to. But that being said, I I think the trailer was fine. I didn't get wowed by the trailer. I think the idea sounds interesting. I like that Dan Gilroy is trying to go for a horror type route. He's not trying to go for the thriller suspense route that he did with Nightcrawler. He's trying to go for a horror film, and I really like that he's trying to do something a little bit different. And I like the approach. I like that it's going for this art museum type vibe with artists and critics and paintings coming to life. It sounds a little ridiculous, but I think that from the trailer, it looks like it could be something interesting. And also Toni Collette is in the movie, as well as John Malkovich and Natalia Dyer, who was in Stranger Things. So you got a great cast. You have a good director on board. The concept is it's going to be a hit or miss for me because as of right now, I'm not fully on board with it. But I don't know. The trailer overall I thought was okay. I didn't really get wow. I wasn't wowed by it. But we'll see what happens. It premieres, I believe, next week. At the Sundance Film Festival. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that's my thoughts on the trailer for Velvet Buzzsaw. So far, the trailer was okay, but I'm still looking forward to it just because of the stellar cast and the director behind it. So there you have it. All right. Now the next topic we're going to talk about is another trailer, and that would be the trailer for Little. Little is a film starring Regina Hall, Isa Rae, and Marsha Martin. And this movie is basically the Big flipped. The Tom Hanks film Big is basically that, but flipped. Instead of the kid becoming the adult, it's the adult becoming the kid. And I think that first of all, Marsha Martin, I think that's how you say her name. She's the one who developed this idea, and she is also an executive producer on the film. And she's of course playing the younger version of Regina Hall's character. So I think the trailer was fine. I think I'm a little surprised that this idea did not come to fruition even earlier, because I think that this is an idea that could have. This is just based off the trailer. This seems like an idea that fits more with the '90s than it does now. That's just my opinion. But that being said, I think the trailer looks fine. I think some of the jokes were okay. Some of them were kind of stretching a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see about this one. I'm pretty mixed on it because I don't mind them doing, flipping the switch on what Big was. I'm very curious about how they're going to execute this, and I hope they're not just going to go like joke, 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 joke. I hope that there's, if the film has heart, I hope that there's some charm to it. That one scene with Marsha Martin and the teacher, yeah, that was a little creepy, but yeah, I think the trailer was okay. I think it was all right, and I'm looking forward to it. Just because I think that the idea, I'm a little surprised the idea didn't, like I said, I'm surprised that idea hasn't been done yet. It seems like something they could have done in the '90s, but I'll check it out. It might be a decent comedy. You have somebody, the writer for Girls Trip, writing this movie, so who knows? Maybe it could be funny. Who knows? The trailer, just as I said, it was okay, but I'm not gonna be like, waiting for this movie to come out. Like can't wait for this. Whenever it comes out, if I hear good buzz about it, maybe I'll go see it. If there's not a lot of attention towards it and it gets panned or something, wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised either way. So, but we'll see. Now the next one is the sneak peek of Captain Marvel, basically the final trailer for Captain Marvel. Um, Up to this point, I have been very, not I wouldn't say negative, but I've not been very excited for Captain Marvel just because the marketing for it has not really got me all that attached. The first trailer I thought was okay. I didn't see much out of it. The second one I didn't really like. I liked even less. But I will tell you that the sneak peek, this new trailer, is the best one that they've put out, and I think that it should have been the first one that they put out because this one is a much better representation of what the film is looking like it's going to be. And I think that there's some decent humor in here, and I'm liking the action, and it's a much better step up from the other two trailers. I don't know why they call it a sneak peek though. Just call it the final trailer. I know it's like a little bit of a short trailer, but just call it the final trailer. But tickets are now on sale, so you guys can go get your tickets if you've not already. I'm looking forward to Captain Marvel. It's just that, like I said, the marketing has not really gotten me all excited just yet. But this new sneak peek that they released did bring my interest a little bit higher, and I like what we're seeing so far. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I bought my tickets, so yeah, I'm looking forward to Captain Marvel and seeing how this movie translates to Avengers Endgame. And remember, this Captain Marvel is going to be the new lead of the MCU, so I'm very curious to see how, to see how powerful this character is and everything. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So, all right. Now there's two news bits that I want to talk about. Some two news bits. First of which comes from Denis Villeneuve, and that would be about his new film coming out. That is Dune. Dune is, if you guys don't know, it's I believe a novel, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check just to be sure. I believe Dune is a book first. I believe so. Yeah, Dune was based off of, it's a book written by Frank Herbert, and it actually had a film in 1984 directed by David Lynch. I've never seen that version, so I can't tell you if it was good or not. But Denis Villeneuve looks to be doing a remake of Dune, and it's from what I heard, a two-parter. And Timothée Chalamet was casted a long time ago, and I think that's great. I think that's really curious to see how Timothée Chalamet plays within a Denis Villeneuve film. But now we've heard two other casting announcements, and that is that Dave Bautista will be reuniting with Denis Villeneuve, and Stellan Skarsgård will be joining as well. Stellan Skarsgård, from reports are saying, he's playing a villain role. So Dave Bautista returning with Denis Villeneuve, I think that's great because they had great success with Blade Runner 2049. Even though it wasn't a box office hit, it was still a critically praised film, and I really enjoyed Blade Runner 2049. In fact, I wish I could grab it, but I have the Blu-ray right there. I love Blade Runner 2049. It was my favorite film of 2017. Or was it? Yeah, 2017. And Dave Bautista was good in it. And actually, if you saw the short film that they also did online with Dave Bautista, the Blade Runner 2049 short film, he was actually really good in that as well. So I'm looking forward to see what he does in Dune. And Stellan Skarsgård, again, looking forward to see what he does in the Denis Villeneuve film. And I'm excited for the film in general because I'm a huge Denis Villeneuve fan. Denis Villeneuve, to me, is one of the best directors working today, and I really enjoy a lot of his work. I enjoyed Enemy, Prisoner, Sicario. Arrival, to me, is one of the best films in the past few years. And Blade Runner 2049, I really, really enjoy. It's as good as the first one, which is saying a lot because Blade Runner, to me, is one of the best films of all time. So it's pretty high praise. So cannot wait to see what he does with Dune. And I'm curious if he's going to do a James Cameron thing where he films both parts back to back, or if he's just strictly going to do part one first, see how that performs, and then later on do part two. So very curious to see what he does there. But yeah, looking forward to this. And yeah, so all right. And the last bit of news that we will discuss for today is Star Trek 4. Star Trek 4 has been getting a lot of talk, and now it seems like it is reportedly canceled. Or shelved. as they say. And the reason is that it seems that S.J. Clarkson, who is the director for Star Trek 4, apparently has left and is directing a something for Game of Thrones, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check myself. But Star Trek 4 has been getting a lot of negative things have been happening with Star Trek 4, mainly for a lot of reasons. First of which is because Chris Pine and Chris Hemsworth were reportedly not going to be coming back for Star Trek 4, so that was the first obstacle that they were approaching, and that also it's just a lot of disagreements and a lot of drama was happening behind the scenes, and I guess that apparently no real progress was ever really made with the project. They weren't really moving forward with it, and essentially the project is now dead. And there are a couple of reasons as to why, besides the Chris Pine and Chris Hemsworth thing. There's other reasons why they probably decided to cancel Star Trek 4. First reason being is that if you look at the last film that they did, which was Star Trek Beyond, which I enjoyed, I actually liked Star Trek Beyond, it did not perform as well. According to ScreenRant.com, the film earned just $343.4 million worldwide against a $185 million production budget. And it wasn't even enough to reach its break-even point. And the break-even point would be roughly around $370 million, so it didn't even hit that. And because of that, Paramount ended up losing money on their investment. And it was a troubling development because Star Trek Beyond was not panned, it was actually praised by critics. A lot of positive reviews from critics and fans. So some even considered it the best entry of the rebooted series. So, and like I said, the other reason, Star Trek's 4 director S.J. Clarkson, she moved on. She went to do other things, and she eventually. What did the report say? She was recently pegged to direct the pilot for HBO's upcoming Game of Thrones prequel series. So she went to do that, and now she left the project. And of course, the big reason is because of Chris Pine and Chris Hemsworth dropping out because of contract negotiations. So, there's still hope, though, for Star Trek fans. Don't be worried, Star Trek fans. Even though Star Trek 4 is not happening, there are reports saying that because of Star Trek 4 now being shelved, Paramount is now redirecting their focus to the Quentin Tarantino Star Trek film. If you guys don't know, Quentin Tarantino has been developing a Star Trek movie since 2017 with the Revenant writer Mark L. Smith. Tarantino is currently working on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I'm looking forward to. He hasn't really been doing a lot with said project. However, though, from the reports, it says with the film said to feature the Calvin cast, perhaps Paramount decided it would be best to have only one Star Trek film on the table for the time being, rather than have 2 in the pipeline. The latest update only made mention of Star Trek 4, so as far as we know, Tarantino's movie remains in the works. So, as of right now, the film is still in the works. They're still looking to get it made, and I would be interested to see that. I'd be interested to see a Quentin Tarantino Star Trek film with the original cast, with the rebooted cast, I assume, as the reports are saying. I think that this would be fascinating to see. I would like to see this happen. If it doesn't happen, I could see why, because Quentin Tarantino, he's very selective of what films he wants to do. I think that he said he only wants to make like 10 films. So I know he's very, very selective of his projects. So if he doesn't wind up directing the movie, I think that he might just produce it. But I hope to see that happen, because I do like the rebooted Star Trek films, and I like to see them continue. So, but yeah, as of right now, Star Trek 4 is not happening. So, but it's not like Paramount doesn't have anything else that they're going to have in the next coming years. I mean, this year they have Rocket Man coming out, which will probably do well. Next year they got A Quiet Place 2. So, and they still have the Transformers franchise, which actually performed solid from Paramount. They recently said that Bumblebee performed solid. It wasn't great, but they performed enough to have them thinking about potential sequels. So, and also just tell you about my thoughts on Bumblebee. I thought it was the best Transformers film that they've put out since the original Transformers, which was in 1986. So, um, but but yeah, Star Trek 4, it's not happening, but it's not going to be a huge loss for Paramount, even though, because as I said, we have the Quentin Tarantino Star Trek film that's still in active development, and we have the A Quiet Place 2, we have potential Transformers sequel, so Paramount will still make money. Also, they have the Terminator 6 coming out this year, so so it's not like Star Trek is a huge loss for them, or Star Trek 4 not being developed is a huge loss, but we'll see what happens. We'll see how the story folds in the next coming months or so. Quentin Tarantino will probably be getting these questions when he gets during his press with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So, but that is it. That is it for my thoughts on all of these topics for today. We talked about the Velvet Buzzsaw trailer. We talked about the Denis Villeneuve's Dune movie with the casting of Dave Bautista and Stellan Skarsgård. We talked about Little trailer. We talked about the Captain Marvel sneak peek, and we talked about Star Trek 4 reportedly getting canceled. What do you guys think about all these topics? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And that is it for my thoughts for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. My next video will be potentially the vlog. If not, I actually have plans to do a video about Alfonso Cuarón and his thoughts, his recent comments on Netflix. I'll be talking about that in my next video, hopefully. So that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, as in these videos, Beau out. See you next time. Peace.